What's going on, guys? Voice is still gone a little bit, so bear with me here. The preseason Game 2 against the Detroit Red Wings in Detroit. It wasn't televised until about 20 minutes ago when I was conveniently scrolling channels and I saw NHL Network was doing the rerun because it was only the Detroit feed because I only get the Chicago feed on NBC Sports Chicago. Meanwhile, Detroit, I forgot what it's called. It's like Barron or it starts with a B, like Barron or Bailey Sports or something like that. And they get the Tigers games and the Red Wings games on there. So they then put the rerun on NHL Network, but I saw the highlights earlier anyway. So let's get right into it. So Chicago wins 4-2 in a game that they had no business winning. They're outshot 33-18. They're out-hit 34-23, and Detroit out-face-offs them 25-10. On the power play, Chicago goes 1 for 4, Detroit 0 for 3. Soderblom saves 31 out of 33. Nedeljkovic saved 8 out of 10 before being replaced by, bear with me here, Okinora, I think, who ended up saving 10 of 11. The game was played at 6:30 p.m. on September 28th. It was a back-to-back. Let's get right into it. Excuse me. Well, 11 seconds in at 1949, it's a Chicago goal from Dylan Sakura, who returns to the Hawks after he had gone to Vegas. He was part of a Vegas trade at some point. It might have been the Janmark one or the Leonard one, which sent him to Vegas, and then he went to Colorado and played in the minors a bit. But he's back now. Yeah, that's from Kara and Lafferty to make it 1-0. There were only two or three players in this game that played in both games. I know Korchinski, Savory, and I think that might have been it. Those two, I think. Excuse me. And then a little less than a minute later, a minute and a half in, it's a Detroit goal from Adam Ernie from Soderblom, Arvid Soderblom's brother. This is, I forgot this guy's Soderblom. I feel like it starts with an E, but it's his brother from Edvinson and Soderblom. So Ernie from Edvinson and Soderblom. Then there's a Detroit penalty, and it didn't say who it was from, so I couldn't really write it down. I just know it was tripping and it was killed. And then at 13:25, it's a Chicago goal. No, it was at 18:01, that penalty. 13:25, it's a Chicago goal from Lucas Reichel from Korchinski and Kurashev. So that makes it 2-1. And then at 10:38, 10:59, it's a Chicago penalty to Lafferty for slashing, which would be killed. Then at 10:38, it's a Chicago penalty to Kara. Don't know what it was for, but it was killed. So yeah, it's 2-1 at the end of the first. And if you can tell by my voice, I'm doing my best here. So, second period, 59 seconds in at 19:01, it's a Detroit goal. It's Adam Ernie, his second of the game from Pius Suter, the former Blackhawk, and Lindstrom, who's a promising young defenseman for the Red Wings. It's not Nicholas Lindstrom's son, it's different spelling. And, so that makes it 2-2. Then at 17:29, it's a Detroit penalty to Albert Johansson for holding, which would be killed. Then at 12:02, it's a Chicago penalty to Riley Stillman for tripping, which would be killed. Then at 7:58, it's a Detroit penalty to Edvinson for a delay of game, which would be killed. So you have Edvinson, you have Lindstrom, you have Soderblom, a lot of names that you feel like you've heard before or have heard before, but they're different spelling or just not related, or maybe they're kids of them. Excuse me. And then at 6:03, it's a Chicago goal, power play goal on that penalty from Edvinson. It's Jujhar Khaira from Regula and Hayes, Gavin Hayes that is, to make it 3-2. We go to the third. It's at 14:13, it's a Detroit penalty at Edvinson again, this time for interference. And then at 4:17, it's a Chicago penalty. Didn't say who it's from, for hooking, which would be killed. And then with 38 seconds to go, it's Sam Lafferty with the hitting the empty netter. That's unassisted. The Hawks win 4-2. And the only other note I made from that game is that Savory elbowed Lucas Raymond in the face. It didn't look intentional. Savory had the puck. Lucas Raymond came at him, and when he's trying to dangle around him, his elbow comes up and hits him right in the jaw. He fell. I was getting attended to by medical people. He looked fine. Other news: Colton Dach's returning from concussion, so he should hopefully be in some sort of games or something. I'm not sure if he signed his entry-level contract yet. Of course, Rasmus Sandin getting his 2-year deal today for a whopping $1.4 million. All of that weight for $1.4 million a year. And there's a lot of random injuries throughout the league, but yeah, that's really all I have for you guys today. BFR number 2 of 88 this season. That's done now. I want to thank you guys so much for watching, and I shall see you guys in in the next one. Goodbye.